I am Sarah.
And I'm Chantele. And we're here to do some Survivor player ratings for week 1 and 2.
We're back, you guys. But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Forgot what my little spiel was. We are back. It's another season of Survivor. I think I was busy with like BB Canada or something was going on last season, but we did this for season 41 and I really liked it.
Me too. I mean,
Okay,
for Big Brother, I do the stock watch all the time, and so
yes.
the round table we do rank the players of Big Brother, and then Taryn. I don't know if he's done any for this season of Survivor, but he's starting a stock watch for Survivor as well. So it's kind of in that vein of like giving like a number to these players and kind of thinking of them and seeing how they kind of rank against each other. I like it. I like that.
Right. I want to talk about their gameplay more in depth. And yeah, it's fun to just sort of say, well, if they're doing great, then this person, I don't know what this person's doing. So thank you, everybody who is joining us. Obviously, we're talking about week 2, a little bit of week 1 thrown in here, which isn't a ton of information. And some of these people ain't even in the edit. So
yes, definitely when I was going through my list and I'm like, it's for the first couple of weeks, it's a little bit challenging to really understand how people are doing in the game because the tribes are really strong. We haven't seen everybody. It's only been a couple of vote outs. So I think we'll get more precise and a little bit more clear with our rankings when, as the season moves on.
Yeah, exactly. And like last time, I've got a form that I tweet out and I send out on the Instagram, send out on my Discord. So hopefully you guys are seeing it and giving your opinion. I've got all of the responses averaged out. So when I and Chantele do our numbers, we also have the audience numbers averaged as well. And because we're nerds at Nerdtainment, we have, I've lost all my stuff here. Where are we? We have dice. Come on, guys. Get nerdy.
Roll the die.
Roll that die. 5 would be the best game there is. Winning comps, finding idols, making moves, you get 5.
Yes. Now, because it's still new to the season, I feel like, because I saw that Joseph that nobody to really get a high score. I can say, yes, I agree, but I think that for me, how I'm doing it this time around, I'm kind of judging everybody against everybody so far in the game. So there will be the high and the low of for mine, how I did it.
Agreed. There are people getting 5 dice from me. Yes. I am excited about some people. So, oh my God, Chantele for Survivor, not Sarah.
I don't know if I can do it. I mean, every time I'm like, oh, I should go on Survivor. And then I watch the show and I'm like,
yes, and then there's one rainstorm and I'm like, no way.
I can deal with the rainstorm. I just hate open water swimming like you do too, right?
Oh,
I would do it. I would honestly, if I went on Survivor, I would train. I'd get like some master swimmer to teach me everything and just live in the water for like a couple months.
Yeah, no, I would absolutely just have to power through all my panic attacks of literally being in the ocean all the time. You got to pee in the ocean. You got to clean yourself in the ocean. You got to do challenges in the ocean. I'd have to really, not to mention, I just like to eat. And
yeah, that's true.
I get hangry real quick. And you guys would give me a bunch of one dice if I went on.
Oh, I would love to rate you. Be fun.
That would be fun. All right. So let's go in alphabetical order. That puts us with Cassidy up first. Why do I have my Amazing Race Australia notes up? That's not useful whatsoever. Cassidy, You know what? Hold on. Let me get pictures.
Ooh, fancy.
Right? It's too early. We don't know who these people are.
I mean, I do, but I get it. I don't remember what tribes they're on, but I wrote them down.
I do have their photos somewhere. Cassidy's going to be up first. While I'm getting photos up, do you want to give us a start with what you gave her?
I don't really know anything about her.
Right?
She's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, she's a Capricorn. So she had at least one confessional where she was kind of like, I want to kind of stay in the shadows, but really be pulling the strings type thing. So I do have maybe some high hopes for her. There's been a lot of really successful Capricorns in reality TV in general. One of our favorites, obviously Janelle, is a Capricorn. Dr. Will is a Capricorn. I know that these are Big Brother people, but I'm sure there's a long list of survivors that are Capricorns that have been successful. So I think that there's a potential for her to do well. I do worry a little bit. She's on the younger side of things, and I don't know if they would award her the win at this point right now. Maybe she'll do some impressive things. Who knows? So for me, she hasn't done that much. She had one good confessional. I barely know what her voice sounds like. And was it her that said, like, are the guys even playing? Was that her?
No, it wasn't her because she's literally not been in the edit.
Okay. Well, she didn't even say one line that I thought she might have said.
Yep.
So I am going to have to give her a 2. Now, I'm giving her a 2 because if I give her a 3, that means she's playing really averagely. But I think it's like below average because she's not making any sort of impact on the game right now. They're not giving her edit. They're really giving her confessionals. Like, just because their tribe wasn't the center of attention this episode doesn't mean that she isn't doing anything. And so lots of room for growth. I would hope that she's going to go up in the rankings. But from what I've seen or not seen so far, I'm going to give her a 2.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. She has a 2 from me as well. For similar reasons. Like if you're not in the edit, and unfortunately, it stood out to me in the very first episode that she wasn't in the edit. And maybe I was just looking for her and I was like, wait, why wasn't Cassidy here? And then in this episode, second week, she did do the puzzle and her team didn't lose. So I bumped her up from a 1 to a 2. Exactly. Because she was semi-successful with a puzzle, but I have to just go with the assumption that she's not too terribly involved in things right now if you're not in the edit. But like you said, like I assume she's going to pop up at some point, and I hope we get to know more about her. So it's the 2 isn't like you're horrible. It's just that we're not seeing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Totes agree.
But, however, the audience was way nicer than we are being, and they gave her a 3. Oh, wait, I forgot to type. I have a lot of things
Will we still win? We will still win. Yes.
With their 3, though, our 2 2s still keep her down to a 2. So but that is very nice of you, audience, to.
I mean, I respect the 3 as well. Like, kind of a 3 is not doing anything. You could look at it that way, right in the middle of the road. I'm thinking that though that a 3 you're in the edit, but you're not doing much. But you're part of things. So
yes,
yeah, that's why for me, if it was out of 6, she might have gotten a 3. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about them as we go, but I've got 5s and 3s for different reasons. So. Mm-hmm. Yep, 2s here for Cassidy, but we have high hopes for you, girl. Come on,
yes,
give us something else. Now, someone who is strongly in the edit, guys. Cody up next.
It's all you.
Okay, I'll start us off with Cody because you know what? He's living. All right. He is Livin, and he was heavily in both of these episodes, and y'all know what he looks like. I am giving him a 5. He gets 5 dice from me because He put the target on Justine for being this terrifying salesperson. He basically controlled this vote with someone else, but I'll talk about that person when we get there. Controlled this vote, saved his ally, NECA, who was the target, did not want her to go home. He found an idol, which usually gets you points. This one could have got you in trouble, but he did the extra work to get all the beads. The man is living. He gets 5 dice from me.
Sarah, would you believe it? I'm in agreement with you. I think he gets a 5 from me as well. I know that like he's a little bit over the top for me at times, but he controlled this episode, this vote. He's all over everything. You know, the producers are loving him. The editors are loving him. Like he's the center of the show right now. And I think I was saying this on the feedback show with Rob this week or last week, is that I can see him being part of the entire season. Like this is the season of Cody. At this point, I don't see him not being part of every episode. And so for the fact that he's just so visible and he did everything this episode, you know, he didn't lose his ally and somebody that very easily could have been voted off because she didn't do well in the challenge. It was very obvious. She didn't put in any work from what we saw to really keep herself in the game. He really worked hard, I would say, to like keep her. And then he had to like perform a secret task that he was successful at. And I think that he did a really good job. It may not have been my style of how I would have done it, but he executed it very well. And I really see him being a very, very strong player in this game. So I give him a 5 as well. I'm agreeing with you.
Look, you guys, yeah, he could be messy. And that week, he's not getting a 5 from us, right? Like every week, these changed. So I hear ya. And the audience was a little more reserved, and they gave him 4 dice, which is still pretty strong, still pretty good. You guys are giving him good ratings, but obviously we went really high. But that's still going to average out as a 5 because Chantele and I are apparently dominating.
We are running the show, running things. Our alliance is
our alliance. We are dominating. We are controlling this vote, guys. Yeah, all of this could backfire on Cody for sure. And that beware advantage that he just like bravely opened could have been such a hot mess.
Could have been.
But
could have easily had a lower week.
Yeah.
By a couple little factors changing.
But it went well for him. Up next is Dwight.
Dwight. Now, Dwight's very young. I loved his package, seeing how precocious he is when he was younger, interviewing all these, people in politics and stuff. I think his story is great. And I actually like him. I was a little bit more worried for him in the preseason. I wasn't sure if he was going to do well. He's not exactly doing well. The fact that he didn't have a vote and he was thinking that he was part of the plan and then he wasn't part of the plan. He got bamboozled really by supposedly his best friend in the game. And he lost somebody that was a number for him. So this week was pretty terrible for him. And I know we're not supposed to talk about next week, but in the preview, it kind of shows him not necessarily sweeping things under the rug and making amends really easily. Not to say that he won't or that it won't get smoothed over, but from what we can see right now, he may not handle, his reaction might not be best for his game. So for that reason, I would have, if he had gotten his way and Justine had stayed and it was gone, he probably would have got a lot higher of a number from me. But he didn't get his way at all, and he wasn't even in the know of the new way, even though he had no vote. So, dos for
Dwight. I can't believe this, 3 in a row, but I am in agreement. Dwight gets a 2 from me as well. This is where I really was trying to decide my 2s and 3s here. Trying to figure out what gets you up to a 3, what gets you down to a 2. But Dwight had no vote. Yeah. Therefore, had no agency in this very important tribal. And I thought it was an interesting choice of Jesse to try to keep Dwight looped in. And, Dwight said his piece, but she got no pull, buddy. And so ultimately, he had no decision in this vote, and he didn't even get his way. Yeah, he preferred to go the other way. He lost an ally, and it looks like his one possible ally in Jesse is now up for discussion, not sure where it's lying. And so that is what knocked him down to a 2 for me. He's not in a good place, and he did horrible in that puzzle. He looked like he didn't know what a puzzle was, y'all.
What would happen there? Like, why? I mean, I guess they were both really tired, but what? Okay, as the black people on the show, you're trying not to be out first here of the tribe. So don't volunteer to do the puzzle if you're not good at puzzles. Please. Because I obviously don't want the normal pattern of the black person to go out first, which was what was happening for season after season. We didn't even have Mariah already go out first for appearing to be the weakest person on the tribe. And so both of them appeared to be the weakest players on the tribe. And I'm like, guys, you're making it too easy for them to want to vote you out. And so I thought that Nneka was going to be a goner because she really didn't do that well. And Dwight didn't help anything out at all. And the fact that they left a puzzle piece in the bag, I'm just like, it's all around bad.
It looked bad. It really looked
bad. Bad. They're putting puzzles together
they look like they had never seen a puzzle before. And I was like, are these your best puzzle players, or did you guys just assume they were not your strongest in the physical stuff, so they're automatically on the puzzle? It was very confusing, but it wasn't a good showing for Dwight, and that was.
Do you remember who did the puzzle last episode?
Oh, in the first episode, I have it written down somewhere.
Because I'm just curious if they won last time, so maybe they should go back to whoever was that puzzle person, or maybe Nneka and Dwight thought that they were better puzzle people, and
maybe they're good puzzle people after before they exhaust themselves in the water. Maybe it was just.
I mean, I'm a good puzzle person, but maybe if I'm exhausted, I'd be terrible.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was just a rough showing, and so I could not go any higher for Dwight. I do adore Dwight and hope that we do see him sort of finagle his way through. I think he's a cute character. He gets a 3 from the audience.
They're so kind this week.
They are. They're so. I have to put your number N up, but that does not.
Our alliance is killing it
because this alliance is strong. Yeah, Dwight is a 2 this week, but come on, Dwight. Do better.
I don't know if he. Hopefully, he can improve, but it'll start by them not having to go to tribal because he would be
Jesse and Noelle were on the maze board.
Well, Noelle sat out, and she was quite upset that she sat out. So
yeah,
maybe. Well,
and did that have something to do with her leg? Because she mentioned back at camp, if I had known, I could have just changed this leg or worn this leg, or it sounded like there had to be some sort of decision. And if she doesn't have maybe the right leg on, she wasn't prepared for a water challenge, maybe, or something like that.
I'm wondering if it's climbing that cargo net. I'm not sure if
the net.
Maybe she was like, I could probably do it, but I might be slow, so maybe I should sit this one out. That's probably what she was thinking.
I mean, that's okay. Having high hopes is great. We're all gonna have high hopes. Okay, who is next? Ellie is next. There she is.
I like that.
She's very much in this edit. Oh, is this me starting off first? I think so. Look, it's hard to tell with the edit if she's genuinely in power or if she's full of hubris and it's all going to smack her in the face. That I'm not 100% sure of yet, but it does seem like she is leaning towards being somewhat in charge or in that power duo with her and Janine, right? She excelled at the puzzle. So for these reasons, I am giving her a 4.
Sarah, are we in lockstep today? What is happening? This is great. We're like in full agreement here. I agree. I gave her a 4 as well. And obviously for the reasons that you stated, but it does seem as though she has a lot of power. We don't know 100% yet if they're kind of leading us astray. They kind of did this to us with Shan. We made her think that like she was in so much power, that she was like running things and that she was going to be the winner of the season. And they're kind of doing something similar with her. So I could very easily see her, being out final 6 or something. But I like that she is doing things. She's thinking about the game. It looks like she's not going to get any heat for going in the bag. And so, I mean, I don't know, but like she might be able to get away with that. That's true. True. But regardless of that, the fact that they were able to get that information is great. Like they know what to do with the Gambler Gable's idol. Like they know what the clue says.
Right.
I just think that she also has a decent read. I kind of liked what she was saying about her 2 kind of sons with Owen and Sammy. I thought that was pretty accurate.
So accurate. Seemingly accurate from that. Seemingly.
Now I worry if she's not necessarily being well received, but the editor is showing it that she is, because like if someone was like patting me like, maybe you should relax. Like it's a little condescending, and I'd be a little bit pissed, but that's just me. Maybe they love it. So I want to see a little bit more, obviously, but what I've seen so far, I feel like she's in a positive position. I feel like she's making decisions for her game and the game of the tribe. I feel like people come to her with like ideas, like she's like kind of a point person within her tribe, but I don't see her going out next. So for that, I agree with you, Sarah. She gets el 4.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. Like I definitely get Shan vibes from her, where the edit is like, look, she's running things, and then it's just gonna go boom. Sammy and those dudes are gonna be like, girl, you're out of here, like so quickly. That could be next week for all we know.
If that happens, I mean, cool, but I don't see it.
Yeah. It's interesting dynamics on that tribe. That tribe is a funny one. So I am very interested to see how it works out for her, because I mean I find her interesting. I can
like
see
how
how
she overcame
people,
as well. I'm a sucker for the overcoming. I believe dyslexia was it that, and she she didn't think that she was smart in school growing up, and that she was able to like excel in this puzzle. I love people. I love growth stories. It's like I'm living for some growth stories.
Right?
So
living.
She's doing that, and that's definitely very winner's edit too, right? To see like, I didn't really think I could do this. I didn't think so. And I came to Survivor, and like, I'm able to be really good now. And like, you know what I mean? Like that whole like thing. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel like it's a little early for them to give us that for the winner.
But you kind of want some of those sound bites sometimes. Sprinkle it in.
The audience doesn't love her as much as we do, because they averaged out to a 3. I get it. She could come on a little too strong for some people.
I mean, sorry, I value all your opinions, but the reason why I don't think she's a 3 is that she is in a power position. Whether we think it's going to work long term or not, for right now, I think that she's in a good spot. So that's why I could give her a 3, because I think 3 is just kind of average, and I think she's doing
Janine
above
did
average.
Go in the bag. Janine went in the bag. Yeah, I agree with you. I think the condescending head pat rubbed some people the wrong way.
You do? Okay, I didn't read it. Oh, really?
Not in the game. I'm saying viewers.
I
think some people don't love her because of that. She comes on like a little strong in that way.
Do you have that on?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I need to pull that stuff up. Hold on. So many things.
I'll remember them all.
She's an Aries.
Okay, so it just could just be. I mean, I love a good Aries. It could be a season of fire, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm. They're very confident people, so maybe that's what.
And it's like kind of like my way or the highway, a little bit of an attitude. Yeah, they'll just go for it.
Okay, Aries. Up next is Geo.
Oh, it's all you. Good.
Oh, this me? Okay.
Oh no, it's me.
Oh, okay.
It's me. Yeah, I went second. Yeah, you went first with Ellie. Okay. Where is he?
Geo.
So we did get a little bit of a background story with him and Carla talking about being Latinos and LGBTQ community. And I thought that was really great first episode. And I was like, okay, like maybe there's some really good connection. This week, it seems as though Carla's in a little bit more flux and is not sure where her loyalty is going to lie. And so I don't know if she's going to side with Gio or side with the other women. And when I was watching the episode, I was kind of like, oh, is Gio going home? Like, it kind of felt like that way. I know they didn't end up going to tribal, but I was just kind of worried for him. I think he's super sweet. I like hearing his story. I just don't know if he's doing anything in the game right now. I really appreciate his relationship with Ryan, but he doesn't seem like a power player at all, and I'm worried for him in the game. I think that he has people that like him and enjoy him, that being Carla and Ryan for sure. So I'm not going to give him the 1, but I think for the fact that I'm a little bit worried for his positioning, I'm going to go up to a 2 for him.
Whoa. Well, let me say, we are not on the same page.
Okay, go. Okay, good.
The alliance is splintered, guys. The alliance has splintered. A 2. Yeah, no, I am not that low on Gio. I think that we haven't seen a ton with that tribe though in general. So, but we did see, like you said, the relationships with Carla, then we see the relationships with Ryan. I think he's in a good position socially with his relationships. And because we saw him like getting, were they almonds? What were they?
I like that scene. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. I love him. I loved all of his edits. So far, he seems like someone we're going to enjoy as a person. But I just felt like the edit with the tree and the nuts and like talking about life seemed like he was comfortable in camp and that kind of life. So I'm kind of giving him half provider bump as well there. So I'm not going huge high, but I'm saying he's a 3. He's a middle of the road. We haven't seen any strategic genius stuff out of him, but I feel like his social game and the providing and that kind of stuff is decent. So I'm giving him a 3.
Totes see your 3.
Yeah.
I was just worried for him, and so me being worried for him means that I don't necessarily think that he's in as good as a position as you may think he is, because I'm just not sure if Carla's going to keep him if like they go to tribal, and it seems like it's her decision. And so I was worried that they're giving him all this backstory and this nice scene just so they don't spoil the story next episode.
So that we love him and then he goes out.
Right? But it's not like he's going out on the episode where he gets like the package. So that's kind of how I was reading it, but I'm kind of looking into the edit, and the edit doesn't really mean anything actually. So but still a 2 for me.
I think it's nice that they gave us, we had 2 hours the first week and we had a 90-minute this week. So I feel like they're giving us some extra, camp life character development. Amy's just giving out 5s. I will be devastated if we lose Gio too soon. That would be tough. Well, the audience, I have to plug in your 2. Luckily, the audience gave him a 3, guys. So together, me and the audience are an alliance now.
Oh my God. Am I out of the alliance?
Yeah, we've voted you for this vote. We keep Gio at a 3.
I'm okay with him being at a 3.
Yeah.
But not for me.
I mean, for someone who's not like totally in the edit, what we what we see from him is decent. So, you know, middle of the road. Yeah. That's fair. Okay. Who is after Gio? James. Wait, where was James? Speaking of not in the edit, where was James?
Not doing well on the challenge, the immunity challenge.
I don't know. Am I starting this off?
Yeah. I might actually change what I put, but we'll see what you say.
James is a tough one for me. We did see him get sort of brought into the ladies group last week and I loved this line. He said, yeah, I'd love to look like a pawn in someone else's group, but I'm actually the king. I thought that was a really good perspective of, sure, bring me into the fold, give me your information. You know, I'm going to be doing my own thing, but I'll let you think that you're telling me what to do or whatever. So, but he wasn't in the edit, and he didn't seem like he did too much. So I went kind of low, guys. I gave him a 2.
Oh, I did the second one. I thought you gave him 1. I was like, ooh.
No, he doesn't get a 1. No. Yeah.
So I think I'm going to stay with my original number for all the same reasons that you said. I feel as though people want to work with him. I don't think that anybody is super threatened by him, but I know he's super strategic, especially being like a chess master. And so I liked his edit being like, oh, I'm not supposed to be like the muscle guy. I don't want to be that guy. Like, I like that he kind of is deciding that he wants to be a certain character. So maybe a little bit weaker, that people are not going to be super threatened by him. I think that is smart, to just lower your threat level. So I think the fact that I might be giving him credit that is not deserved just because we haven't seen that much of him, but I kind of have high hopes for him. And I do feel like he will go far because I just don't see people coming for him. I feel like people will make more mistakes around him and become targets before he does. And so for that reason, I think that for me, he's middle of the road. So I gave him the 3.
The 3. All right. Well, I'm down with that. 3 for James, and actually the audience gave him a 3 as well.
Sorry, are you out of the alliance, or
I have been voted out, and you guys are in charge, giving him a 3, and that's great. I have high hopes for him in general. Yeah, I loved that he was a chess prodigy as a kid, and
Did you watch Queen's Gambit and thought that like I should just become a chess master? Did you?
No, because I don't know how to play chess, but
I actually don't know how to play chess, and I think that I don't know why I don't. Like my mom and my dad and my brother both know how to play chess really well, and like I just don't know why. I used to play, I guess because I used to play backgammon with my stepmom, and my dad and my brother used to play chess at Christmas time, so that's probably why I just never end up learning how to play. But when I watched Queen's Gambit, I was like, I should be a chess master.
You're like, I want to be her.
It's so good. So I love anybody that's really good at anything. I find genius to be very alluring and attractive. And so the fact that he's really good at chess is like, I really want to root for him. I want him to be really good at this game too. So I might be putting some eggs in his basket, and that's not deserved, but until he proves otherwise, he gets a 3.
Yeah, that's fair. You guys get to do any rating you want. That's how this works. I did skip Gabler because he is listed alphabetically for me in the spot where Mike, his first name, would be. So he's later on the list, even though it does technically start with a G. But so he's so funny. He's coming up.
People were calling him Mike, like in comments and stuff like that. I'm like, who's Mike on the season or last season? Like for a little while, I didn't know who Mike was.
Janine is up next. You need
a starter.
Yeah, I am. You.
This one was a little bit more difficult. I'm not sure if last week she made the right decision or not. I can't tell if it was better for her to stick with the women or and keep Mariah or not.
Right.
But and it does feel like she might be the expendable one. Like she might be the one to go next, especially with the the preview showing Sammy telling Gabler that they went through his bag, and she was the one that actually went through his bag, which isn't great. It just puts a target on her back. Now, I do think that her and Ellie strategize and they talk, and so I feel good about them being a duo. And if she could make it past a few rounds, like if they stay out of tribal, I think that she could go deep into the game. So for that reason that I think she can go deep in the game if they stay out of tribal, I'm going to give her middle of the road a 3.
3. Pull that up. She gets 3 dice from Chantele. The chat is going super low. There have been so many ones and twos.
Like people ask her for her vote. Like, you know what I mean? Like she was the swing last week. She's an important
There's
position.
A lot of twos in this chat. You guys,
I can understand it too, but
well, you're not going to be happy then because I gave her a 4, y'all.
Oh,
she is in what I'm again. I already said this with Ellie earlier. We don't know if Ellie and Janine are an actual power duo, but it looks like the two of them are a power duo on that tribe. They are strategizing together. They do seem like they're making the decisions, and we don't know if her taking Mariah out was good or bad for her game. We don't know that yet. I just know she was part of that vote. I know that she is controlling votes, and I know that she won. She was on the puzzle to win this immunity this week. And so I give a lot of credit to when you win immunity. That's just consistent for me when I'm doing these rankings. So I give her a 4.
4 is fair. I just looked and she's a Sagittarius. So her and Ellie being 2 fire signs, I'm into that. That's what I'm thinking. This might be a season of fire.
She was the fire I didn't get. Danny drafted her before I could get her.
Oh,
but sorry. She's one of my Sagittariuses. Yeah.
Get it, Sag? Is it a season of Sages? A Sag might win this season. There's
a lot of Sagittariuses this season, so they have the odds in their favor.
Well, remember what happened with those Virgos, but I think Sages are better at these kind of games than Virgos, in my opinion.
Did not work out for the Virgos. Well, the audience gave her a 3. Whoever ranked her high is not here in this chat, I guess. But so that actually, with your 2. Oh, wait, no, I didn't write down.
3, no? I give her a 3.
You give her a 3. Okay, great. I was on the wrong line. So she is a 3 then. You guys you outvoted me. I'm out.
And like I totally didn't even think about the fact that she was instrumental in winning the challenge. And so I could see like she's a high 3 for me.
Yeah.
3, 4 for sure.
Yeah.
2. Ooh. I mean, look who I gave 2s to.
I know there are people that are worse in this game. All your 2s have to look alike, with their gameplay.
Exactly. I'm not judging each person individually. I'm kind of placing them amongst the other people on the season.
Right. And another interesting point, we're talking about going through that bag. Like, I don't know how I feel about going through the bag, but she kind of said the same thing. She was like, watching it at home, you're like, what? Going through a bag? But when you're here, you go through a bag and you get the information. Yeah, it might blow back on her. But I feel like she was ballsy enough to do it. I don't know.
I'm fine with her getting a high 3, 4.
Jesse is next.
Another Saggy.
He is on my draft team. I did get him. He's a Sagittarius, and he and Cody
running things.
They're running that tribe. He got the entire narration when we were on that tribe, getting the edit about Cody, about, you know, like he was, well, I guess it wasn't entirely him. That was Carla, right? No, it was him. It was entirely Jesse narration. And I feel like that to me is winner edit stuff. When one person is like, this person's doing this and these two, you know, giving me all that information, I got my eye on him big time. Okay, where are you guys? I'm trying to keep up with you guys. He controlled this vote with Cody. I feel like he tried to loop Dwight in, but it didn't matter. He decided to save an ally and get rid of the person who he claims is the scariest for his game. He was in complete control here. Even when Cody got messy, he jumped in on trying to be helpful with the whole bead collection thing. So I'm going to give him partial credit for that. I'm going big, you guys. He gets 5 dice.
Because he's a Sagittarius. He gets 5 dice. Now, I agree with you and everything that you said about Jesse, but I couldn't give him the 5 dice. Now, this is because he may have lost an ally in Dwight for not really handling that relationship in a way that I think that Dwight will be able to understand. Dwight's young. He's a little emotional. And he definitely was probably feeling vulnerable not having a vote and then thinking that his closest ally was being truthful with him and that Dwight also thought that he was keeping his number and that they were working together. And so I think the fact that they bamboozled him, bamboozled Noelle, we know that Justine was a little bit wary of the fact that, Jesse, like, are you playing me? Are you playing me? And great, Jesse called it out and was like, I got to get her out. She's dangerous for my game. Sure. But I'm worried about what carnage he's leaving in the wake. He might have a bit of a mess to clean up, and I'm not sure if he's savvy enough to do it yet. So I gave him a 4 just because he left a little bit of a mess. A little bit of debris.
A little bit of debris left. Let's get our 4 dice up there. Now, I have a question for you. You brought up the relationship with Dwight. How do you see how that all played? Like, he gave Dwight information. Dwight was like, no, let's, save Justine.
I feel like Dwight went into tribal council thinking that Jesse was voting the way that he wanted to. So I thought that Dwight thought that NECA was going to be going out or Cody, one of the two, and neither of those two people went out. And I don't think he knew about it because he turned around and he's like, said, what, like, what'd you do? Or whatever, or something like that.
And, right. But I'm asking how did you want Jesse to handle it? It sounds like you wanted him to tell Dwight.
Well, just talk to him and being like, listen, maybe give him the reasons as to why he just doesn't think that Justine's better for his game right now, or why he wants to keep NECA, why he wants to work with Cody, bring Dwight into that, make Noelle be on the outs. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like he just alienated an ally when he didn't really have to. I think that Dwight, he might have wanted things to go a certain way, but I think that if he was just talked to like a friend or an ally, he'd be like, okay, I see where you're coming from. I don't really have any agency right now. I don't have a vote. So you do have a vote. You push this agenda for your game. Like, we'll regroup and make it work for us next round. Whatever. He just didn't treat him like an ally, I felt.
Yeah, I thought it was it was interesting that he even brought it up with Dwight in the first place. I personally thought, why even tell him Dwight? Just tell him last minute on the way to tribal, right?
That would I think would even have been better for sure.
Yeah, if you can't, one of my earbuds just died and it's making beepy noises here. If you don't have a vote, it wasn't like he needed Dwight to jump over and change his vote. So just on your way into tribal, be like, hey dude, the vote switched. It's going to be Justine, right? Just a heads up. But instead, he did the other thing. He gave him this whole story earlier and then was like, oh, okay, never mind, because he wasn't on board with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. That was unusual, but he didn't have to tell Dwight anything, so I don't know.
You never have to tell anybody anything. I'm just saying that I'm wondering if him messing up this relationship right now might come back to bite him.
Right, I hear that.
Lost a lot of trust with Dwight, and Dwight, I think, would have done anything for him.
The audience gave him a 4 as well, so he is going to average out to a 4, y'all. Loving it. Lots of Jossie love in the chat. Love it. Carla. Carla's up for you, Chantele.
For me, I like Carla. She's a big personality, which, I appreciate her story, hearing where she's come from, seeing all of her, pictures and stuff like that. Like, I thought it was great learning about her. I'm not sure if she's a good player yet, right? Like, she's in a good position. Absolutely. I think she's right in the middle. She can go with Ryan and Gio, or she can go with the women. Like, she definitely is in a position where she can do whatever she wants. I just don't know if she's good with making that decision. I'm not sure. It seems like she is a little bit over her head. I'm interested to see what she does and how she moves forward, and if she's going to be able to manage being in the middle, because like it is a challenging position to be in the game, because you really have to manage both sides, and then you're going to really screw one side over. So I'm not sure how well she's going to do, but she's in a really good position. I gave her, I'm feeling bad now because like I just saw like Queen Carla, but I gave her 3. Right now she's like, I think she's in a good position. I'm not sure if she's going to do well with her good position. I have high hopes, but I haven't seen enough yet to be able to give her anything more than a 3.
Yeah, I agree. I also gave her a 3 because, yay, we're back in our alliance, guys. I mean, we're not seeing a lot of strategy, or they're not having to do that. So it's not like they're not doing it. They just don't have to do it. But we did see that she is well placed on her tribe, and she got a little bit of narration in the edit. So I feel good about her positioning if they're allowing her to narrate some of the relationship talk. So that's all we really have to go on. So it's not super high for me, but it's also not low. She doesn't seem like she's running it, but she also doesn't seem like she's ruining it.
She's not going out next, I don't think.
I don't think so. I think she's got some good relationships. So yeah, I also gave her a 3 there. And you know what? The audience gave her a 4. We are a little lower than the audience.
Wow. I mean, I think it's because they like Carla as a personality and as a person. I think that maybe that they got an extra point there. I'm really mostly going on what we've seen so far game wise. And so don't be mad at us for the 3.
No. This is all gameplay. We love these people. Well, we'll let you know if we don't love these people. But this is just, a very minimal edit here. But so she does get a high 3. She's still going to average out on a 3, you guys. But I think she is fun. I want to see her cut some people. I want to see that.
Let's see her get cutthroat. I'm into it.
She said it's there. We'll see. I think she's one of the Aquariuses.
No, she's Pisces. Oh, unless the date's wrong. I think she's Feb 19th.
Stand by. What are we talking about?
Carla.
She's February 19th, but in 1994, she was an Aquarius.
Are we sure?
Really? I did everyone's chart.
I believe you. Because I thought it was like the other way around, that sometimes February 18 was Pisces.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I always check.
February 19 is an Aquarius?
In 1994.
Really? Oh my God, I need to look this up. But okay, well, I believe you, but I need to look it up.
No, I mean, I make mistakes. I'm not I could be completely wrong. Up next is Lindsay. Lindsay. Uh-oh, my score is very different than the audience. All right, you guys. She's not in the edit. Come on.
Oh, but she's Aquarius. Come on, be nice.
What have we seen her do though? She's gonna be great. I'm gonna love her because she's an Aquarius. But she's not in the edit. She did do well on the puzzle because her tribe came in second place, and she was on the puzzle. So
you have nothing to say about this poor woman.
I gave her 2. I gave her 2 dice, y'all. I don't know. I just don't. It's because I just don't know. We're not seeing her be best friends with anyone. We're not seeing her. I'm sure she's great. This is not a mean to. This is a lack of information too.
I'm just kidding. I understand your 2, but I'm with you, Kathy. I gave her a 3. It could be a little Aquarius grease that I might be bumping her up a little bit. Not sure, because I do have high hopes for her. I do feel like she showed some promise. I love the self-reflection when she didn't do well in the first challenge, and she was like, oh, wow, I thought I was going to be really good at challenges. I'm going to have to kind of change the way that I play this game. So I love that she was able to immediately self-correct and realize that what she thought was this game may not be what it is. And so I think that she is thinking. I think that she is strategizing, even if we haven't seen it yet. And I obviously want to support the older people in the game. I think that she has really good potential to maybe sneak by a little bit and then start making some moves. So I gave her a 3 just because I have a little bit more faith in her.
Yay. Well, now I feel bad because I do think she has potential. I liked her preseason. Well, she's a nurse, so I deducted points preseason for her being too nurturing, but I haven't seen that yet. Then again, I haven't seen much in the edit. But good point, Mason. She's in with the girls and James. So she might be safe. The audience actually gave her a 4.
Whoa.
Okay, 4 dice. So that means there were some high votes for that to average out to a 4. So I apologize, and because I bumped her down to a 3.
Well, then that means that my vote counts, basically.
Yes. So she's going to average out to a 3, which I think is fair, but I feel real bad about that, guys. Now.
She would have still been a 3 even if you gave her a 3.
There's some 2s in the chat. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Whoa. 4 dice. Are you double checking my astrological?
I am.
Wait, now I've lost. Okay. Now we get to Gabler.
Your guy?
There he is.
Am I starting Gaby?
Yes, you are.
Okay. What did I write for this guy? Okay. So Gabler, I thought it was going to be a first boot for sure. I remember, when I watched I wasn't able to participate in the draft for this season. And when Danny McRae picked him first, I literally gasped. Yes. And I messaged Danny. I'm like, Gabler! And so I listened to his rationale and I can see his points absolutely. And I want to see that. But I am terrified for him in this game. At this point, I just don't see him being able to win because he's a little bit too erratic, it seems. We got the idol and like what he's doing, and he's saying like, "Oh, I'm going to play the idol, and I'm not going to play the idol." Like he's just a little bit too honest, but then also too he's just a little bit worrisome. And so I can easily see people wanting to obviously flush that idol, or as soon as he doesn't have an idol, like he's out of there if they go to tribal. I just feel like he is some that people want to take out next when they get the chance. And so that's not great. That's not great.
No.
But he is seemingly savvy for the fact that he was able to get, this idol. And I can see him getting other idols. I feel like this is kind of the style of game that he wants to play, is kind of like find idols and make idol. Like he wants to play that kind of running around idol game, it seems. And so he's wanting to play. And for people wanting to play, even if I don't think that they're doing that well right now in the season, I feel like he deserves a 3. So Gabler, a 3.
3 dice for Gabler. I was listening to you and I was reading these comments and I was like, wow. I was like really questioning what I had given him.
Well, he's not going to be next on Baka because he has an idol.
But I also gave him a 3. I was questioning it while you were talking and I was reading these comments. Yeah, he is messy. I also thought he was going to be a first boot. He was not a first boot because he was able to get that idol. Now, in my world, you get an extra dice when you get an idol or some sort of advantage. So that bumped him up a little bit. He was sick this episode, not handling things well. He looks like the weakest person on his tribe.
Oh, that's true. He had that whole sick moment.
Yeah, he looks like he's a soon-to-be booted person, but he does have that idol to protect him still, and he's got the relationships with the guys. The guys, and I'm giving Gabler some credit for that, but these 3 dudes are deciding to protect each other. Maybe because they just don't like Ellie and Janine. I don't know, but they're bonding and wanting to protect each other. So I have to give him some dice for those relationships. And so that, he got knocked down, he got knocked up, but he, in my book, he averaged out at a 3. The audience, as we can see, they went much lower. Well, not much lower, but they gave him a 2. They averaged out at a 2.
I respect the 2, but he had an idol. He saved himself, and got to give him some props for that.
And yeah, exactly. So he's going to average out with a 3. But I think we're all agreeing that he's on the low end of the dice. And why he was Danny's first pick, we still don't understand. We're not quite seeing that.
Maybe he has some insider info. Maybe he saw the boot list or something. I don't know.
That's what I thought. I was like, does Danny know that Gabler went? Like, where did this come from?
I did just look up Carla, and I put in her Newark, Delaware. Yeah. And even into February 18th, it's still Pisces. So
still Pisces. All right. Yeah. I will double check my work, but I'm going to write this down.
So yeah, even at 11, I did from 12 noon all the way back to midnight, and it was all still Pisces. Even it's let's see how late on. It turns into Aquarius at still like it's actually in the afternoon of the 18th
of February.
Yeah, February 18th is the end of Aquarius.
Wow. Alrighty.
Yeah, she's Aquarius at Pisces is Aquarius at February 18th. Oh, what time is that? I can't see. At 4 p.m. is when it changes from Aquarius to Pisces.
Wow. Very cool. All right. Well, that makes her a completely different player if she's a Pisces.
Well, she's playing, to me, she's playing Pisces, right? Kind of a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit not know which way to go. You know what I mean? She's not being very kind of firm as Aquarius can be.
That's true. Aquarius is definitely a fixed sign. She just gives me the tattoos and the artsy, I guess that could flow into Pisces.
Yeah.
Too.
If it's, I didn't look at her tattoos, but if they're very artistic,
watery,
dreamy, beautiful.
Right. Okay.
And her Mars could be an Aquarius too.
Yeah, this is why we need people's charts, because your sun sign means just very little about your whole vibe. Okay, NECA. This should be interesting.
NECA.
She's so gorgeous. Okay. NECA, she looked at that puzzle and said, "What is this? Also, I'm going to throw this bag down. I don't need it." That was tough to watch, NECA. I thought she was a goner, but we get back to camp and realize and learn that her social game is pretty darn good. So good that she's got 2 allies willing to stick their neck out and save her. And unlike you, who mentioned earlier the whole bead situation with her, I give her definite partial credit for the bead thing. Like when Cody just straight ruined the whole plan and lost his vote, and he has to now get a gazillion beads. She stepped right up and was like, I'll give you my beads. Justine, you want to give him your bead? Like, she was very much in that. It seemed like she was like, if I don't get these people to give their beads away, I'm going home. Like, she had that fire in her. So I give her some credit for the bead situation. So that is why, for me, she's getting 4 dice. Oh boy, come throw the tomatoes at me.
I mean, I hear everything that you're saying, and I do feel as though she was an instrumental part in her staying. But she put herself in the position to be the person that people wanted to have out, because she performed so poorly. And I know I believe she compared her game to Suri, or she wanted to play a game like Suri. And yeah, Suri might be gassed out in the challenge, but she beasted puzzles, right? She ended up being really valuable to a lot of the tribes that she was on, because she was good at that puzzle position and was able to pull through many a time. And so the fact that it was just so glaringly obvious to me as an audience member, I was like, if she goes, like, she did really badly. I understand why they would not want to have her on her tribe rate at this point. Like, I understood that. I was like, I get it. She should go. Not that I wanted her to go, not at all, but I just felt that it was a really, really, really bad performance. And yes, I can give her credit for the fact that she was, assisting in the bead collection. Cool. But like, why are you in that position? You should, like, if you can't do puzzles when you're tired, like, don't volunteer for that position, because it really put her out in front as somebody that people are now going to be looking at to be like, is she really weak? Yeah, did she ruin this for us? If they go to tribal again, like, maybe yes, it'll be Noelle because of the numbers or whatever, but maybe Noelle's going to find an idol. And, I just feel like she's just going to be in the hot seat until we get to emerge. And that's not a great position to be in, always fighting to stay, because people think that you're weak. So she stayed for the most part because of her social game. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. But I gave her a 2, Sarah. I gave her a 2. I gave her 2. Don't be in that position. Don't be that bad that you like have to fight to stay in the game. She would have been fine if she didn't have to fight to stay in the game. Like, if she didn't.
She gets no credit for her social game. She was literally.
She didn't get a 1.
Not the target. Oh, that's the credit.
I don't see her.
I added a die.
Any masterminding, you know what I mean? Like, she had these guys that wanted to protect her, and she did play her role in helping them execute getting this idol thing. So they had his vote. But other than that, it didn't seem like she was doing much else with like you shouldn't want to be the target. Talk to Dwight, talk to Janine, talk to Noelle. Like, she seemed to just like put all of her game into the guys' hands, and she knew that her name was coming up. So that's also a little bit risky that she didn't do a little extra work that we saw anyways. So I just don't know if she has the strategic chops that I would be hoping for in her. Mm-hmm. Her social's good, so it got her to the 2. Yeah. If it continues to be good, it could get her to a 3 and move upward, absolutely. But right now, I can't give her any more credit than that.
Yeah. I do give her a little credit. I feel like she did do stuff around the camp. Like she kept talking to people, even though they weren't talking back to her. But yeah, I understand mine is very high. The audience also gave her a 2.
Okay.
So you guys, sorry that still averages out to a 3.
I'm fine with that.
Which is higher than y'all want. But yeah, no, I gave her a lot of props for that social game. Okay, NECA, you gotta do better.
If they go to tribal and Noella's safe, like it's probably her going, right? Oh, yeah, I guess maybe not, but she's just in a tricky situation.
I mean, she's in the majority. She's in a decent spot in her tribe, except that do not volunteer to go on a puzzle ever again if that is not your strength. Like, look, we've seen people succeed in this game who are not great at challenges, but it's tough. It's not an easy road to play. So yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried about her if she can't step it up strategically.
You haven't found her birthday, right? NECA's? I didn't see it on Wiki, but I don't know if it's arisen yet.
Yeah, NECA's one that I don't have.
If she's an air sign, I would have more faith in her because then working with those 2 guys will be good.
Air sign bias over here. Look at that, guys.
No, but I'm saying that she working with those guys would be really advantageous for her. I think that it would help sell me on her being part of the plan. Like the strategy, anyways.
Okay, Noelle. You're up first.
Me? Oh shit.
Yep.
Here. Well, it's another Aquarius bias over here. I definitely have high hopes for her because I do think that because of what she's overcome, and how she's been living her life in this game, I think she's pretty rad and impressive and pretty awesome. But she's in a really bad position, I would say, in her tribe right now. I feel bad for her because she ended up losing an ally by sitting out on this challenge, and she might have done better than NECA in this one, and they might not have gone to tribal, and that probably really eats up at her because she lost her ally, and she was sitting on the bench. And so I just feel as though she's going to try really hard at the next immunity challenge. I can see them potentially even winning because she's knows that she's in a bad position, being left out of the vote completely, having Jesse completely lie to her and Justine. It's not a great position to be in. And I want her to be in a better position, and I was hoping that she was going to be, but she's very easily could be the next to go. It's super easy for NECA, Cody, and Jesse to just be like, sorry, Noelle, if you're not working with us, you're working against us, and you didn't vote with us this last round. I know we didn't bring you in, but it's you this time. And so I can see her going out. Now, we haven't seen Noelle and do anything other than really bonding with Justine because they're around the same age. And so maybe she's going to turn on that Aquarius charm and go and get in with those 2 guys because now she doesn't have Justine, who they definitely didn't gel with. And so maybe we'll see her social game turn on, but it hasn't yet. So she gets a 2.
2. Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. I gave her a 2 as well. She is in a horrible spot. She lost her closest ally. She was on the wrong side of that vote. And now when I look at the tribe dynamics, I don't see where she fits. Like you said, maybe with Justine out of the picture, maybe she becomes closer to who? Cody? I don't know, because she seemed very against Justine,
but
she seemed very against NECA. She has that sort of intense competitive. I mean, she is a competitive athlete, so I understand this, but she had that intensity to her where she was so angry they lost. She was so mad at who she blamed for the loss, that's a difficult social game, right? So when you are strategically on the not great side of your tribe, how are you mending those relationships? How are you getting yourself back in? I'm not sure how she's going to do it. Yes, physically, she is extremely capable, and hopefully she can get her tribe, away from tribal next episode or two. But otherwise, I'm not sure how she. I mean, I kind of think that they're going to get rid of Dwight before they get rid of her.
But Dwight and Jesse might make up, right?
Maybe.
Like Jesse kind of only has to say, like, it wasn't you. And then you can be like, that's true. And then you can just, you never know, like, how quickly guys tend to not hold grudges as long as women do. So that's a gross generalization. But, like, I could see him getting over it more quickly. So.
Well, he should get over it. But
definitely
the question is, can she fix her relationships, and can she do that? And until we see that, she gets a 2. I agree. But the audience was a little bit higher. They gave her a 3, but that is still going to average out at a 2. The chat was all over the place with her. Yeah, not in a great spot. I hope she is able to keep her tribe out of tribal, because she's low. Owen,
our lovable curmudgeon.
Oh, you curmudgeon, you. I mean, he's so entertaining. I think he's adorable. He's not in a great spot on his tribe. I don't think he's not like running it, but he also doesn't seem like the first target or the next target, right? Like, I don't think he is in super, super danger. So he's going to get a 3 from me.
Okay, I mean, I understand the 3. I think that he's in more danger than maybe you do at this point. His name was the other name on the vote the first time they went to tribal, and it's just kind of easier to write down the same person's name that you've already written down, or it's already been showing up in tribal. So I do worry that he might not be in that great of a position, and people just it might be too easy for people to write his name down. So I worry for him. He's obviously was my number 1 pick. He's a little bit less social and strategic than I thought he was going to be.
Talk about being shocked at people's number 1 pick. When I read out that yours was Owen, everyone was like, "Okay, great, give it to her."
But like, there's like so many people that had Owen as their number 1 draft pick. Like,
what?
Yeah, like I just felt like he was going to like be able to make good alliances and but kind of stay out of the limelight. I just thought he was a completely different character than he actually he is right now. Not to say that he can't win. He still, I think,
he
win.
Yeah, I feel better about him now that I have gotten to know him.
I'm hoping that his curmudgeoniness doesn't ruin his game. You know what I mean? Like, I hope that people still like him and they don't want to get him out because of that. I feel as though, I know that Ellie was saying that she's kind of deciding between Sammy or Owen or whatnot, but I think that she would keep Owen. I think it would be a smarter pick for her to keep Owen over Sammy, if she had to choose between the two of them. I think.
Right.
So Owen still gets a 2, though. He still gets a 2.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm worried. Just because of that first he didn't do a good job the first episode, getting a vote, not really knowing that was happening. I did appreciate that he said thank you to the tribe when they got back from tribal council.
Sure.
But I don't know if he's done enough work to really get in good with everybody. So obviously, lots of room for improvement. You can only really go up. Hopefully you don't go down. That would be terrible. And so hopefully he could just be improving his game. But right now, I feel like I'm safe with it, giving him a 2.
He's actually a Cancer. He's a water sign. I would get Virgo too, Robin. I bet you his Mercury is Virgo. I definitely pick up air sign from him. Well, Virgo's not an air sign, but it's either like Virgo's
or intellectually, you mean?
Yeah. Someone who's thinking of the details and planning, and that's either an air sign or a Virgo to me. But he's a Cancer. Unless I'm completely wrong, like I was.
No, it's July 10th. I just looked. Yeah.
Well, the audience gave him a 3 along with me, so he is going to average out on a 3. But he's one of those that we need to see more.
Yes. I mean, I appreciate all his sound bites and carrying the water and all of that is great character-wise. I just am not fully sure about where he sits in the tribe. So
right.
We'll have to see what happens next episode.
We will. Ryan, look at that smile.
Such a cutie.
Oh, such a cutie. You start us off with Ryan.
So Ryan, I didn't know what to think before the season started. And then seeing the package that, he wasn't expected to walk, and then seeing how athletic he was, and then seeing how athletic he's been in this season. And for whatever reason, he doesn't... I just don't feel like people are threatened by how good he is at these things, because he's just so helpful and so kind. And, you see him cracking people's bags. We see him finding the puzzle pieces. We see him running up walls. He's just so good at everything. But I don't think that people are threatened by him right now. I think that they want to keep him around. Yeah. And I'm really happy about that, because I wasn't sure how well he was going to do. I didn't obviously draft him, so I didn't think well. But I do think that he is in a better position. I do not think that for any reason he would be the next to go on this tribe, maybe even the next 2. I don't see it. So for that reason, I got to give some people some decent numbers. And so... he gets a 4. I would give him higher if I could see him strategizing a little bit more and positioning himself a little bit more. But his social game seems to be really good. He has really strong relationships with Gio, which is great. And Carla, it seems like he has some sort of connection to. But I also don't think that anybody else is kind of coming for him. So I think that he's in a good spot. He's a provider in a different way for the tribe. So let's give him a 4 and see if he can sustain that.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I gave him a 4 as well. He is physically dominant. He has already done so much for his tribe. He is going to keep them out of tribal. He is going to be very important to that tribe dynamics, but he's also got great relationships. Granted, it takes one edit for that to ruin everything for us, but so far, people seem to like him, and so I'm feeling the 4 for him. Absolutely. The audience averaged him out with a 3. But understandable. But we bumped that up to a 4. He was middle of the pack for me preseason. I would have loved to have drafted him, but I actually got my first 3 out of my top 4, so it was the weirdest draft. We all got who we wanted at the top of our list.
I wonder if I would have changed things, though, if I was actually there, in hearing who people were drafting, if I would have switched my order. I don't know, but it was very strange. It was hilarious.
All right. It's so funny how that sometimes happens. I'm excited to see more from him. Again, I think they're going to do some winning, and so we might not get to see him. But
they still have their full tribe, don't they? Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't think they're going
him probably. Yeah,
exactly. Jonathan in all the good ways. People call him the Jonathan, but we mean it as comp beast is how we mean that.
A likable Jonathan.
A likable Jonathan. All right, we are down to our last one. Mr. I'm really 19, but I'm going to lie and say I'm 22, which only a 19-year-old would think that that's such a good jump. Up to 20, a whole 22.
Born in 2000, not 2003.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Sammy. Oh, he's a fun guy. Okay. Look. I didn't know what to think about Sammy coming into this, but he's actually shown to be pretty decent at comps. Pretty decent with relationships and stuff around camp. I mean, Ellie thinks of him as one of her sons, but he's the one that doesn't need a lot of, maintenance too. he's the one who's like, I don't know what these ladies are up to, even though I don't like gender alliances, which I appreciated he said that. But he sees that those two have paired off, and so for protection, he's willing to work with Gabler and Owen for the numbers. So I'm intrigued with him. Do I think he's going to be a strategic genius? No, but I think he's in a pretty good spot. I disagree. I don't think he'll go out. I think you said earlier that he might go out. Maybe I'm pretending that happened. So I'm giving him 3 dice.
Now, Sammy's the only person that I actually didn't write a number down beside.
Oh.
So this is going to be a live decision here.
Well, let me throw some of this chat up. They're pretty high here. We got 4s, 5s, a 3, middle of the road. Not going out too soon. I don't think he's. Oh, some people think he's running the tribe.
Okay, I was definitely not going that high, chat.
That's pretty high.
I was thinking either a 2 or a 3. Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Okay, so I decided it could get messy too. That's more like how I'm vibing. Because with Sammy, I think his confessionals are fun. Yeah. Like he has a lot of energy.
He's in the edit. I mean, he's getting narration. He's getting bits.
Who's on his tribe? Hold on. Let me just see who's on his tribe again.
Ellie and Justine. I mean, not Justine, Janine.
Do see her go over to Gabler, and I'm wondering if that's going to bite him in the butt or not. Like, are the guys going to come together and just split it and get rid of Janine? I don't know. If that happens, then I would say that he's in a much better position for sure. I guess he's still probably not going out. It would more likely be Janine over him. Unless Owen went with Janine and Ellie and then voted him out. I mean, okay, I just don't think that he's that strategic yet. I haven't really seen him do that many strategic things. He is in the edit, but like I don't know. I'm not sold. I'm not sold on a 3. I can only give him a 2. I'm not sold on
Wait, 3. What is he doing wrong? Like a 2 is you're doing something wrong. What's he doing wrong? Like, okay, a 4 or 5 is like, what's the extra stuff you're doing great? But like, what makes him less than middle of the road?
Well, maybe it's his age. Him less maybe I'm an ageist. I don't know. I'm just not sold.
Wait, what's his sign? If I tell you he's an Aquarius,
he's a Libra.
You're gonna love him.
I believe he's a Libra. I love Libras usually. I want to marry a Libra. Any Libras out there?
He is a Libra. You want to marry a Libra man, and he's right there for you, cremating
but not
pets.
My son. Like, okay, you convinced me. I'll give him a 3.
I'm fighting for middle of the road. I am 3 dice because he's not messing up his game.
No, not. I don't think so. I agree with that.
Is he going to run this tribe? I doubt it. He might. He's giving me way more potential than I thought we were going to get out of him.
More potential than Xander.
Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah. He was David's first round draft pick. We all
wild.
Were floored.
That was wild.
Floored. And then he followed David that night.
Oh!
He didn't follow me, guys. He did not follow me. But David got a follow notification.
It's cute.
I love it. Loved it. Guess what? The audience really likes him. They gave him 4 dice.
It's a little extreme, I think.
Okay, you give him. If you had given him a 2, they would have rioted in the streets. So he is going to average out with a 3 from that. But he's fun in the edit, right?
You love him talking about pet cremation?
No, that was weird. I mean, he said, when it rains, I just call my mom.
Of course he does.
That's one of the best lines I've ever heard.
At 19,
he's like, at home, like it just rains. And I just like call my mom, but out here, I was like, no, he did not just say that.
He did.
He's adorable. He's a lot of fun. I think he's going to be around for a while.
I mean, if he hooks up with like Jesse and Cody, like I could see them being a little dominant trio.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they could vibe with him. Maybe they like the air signs. We don't know what NECA's sign is.
I know. Should we tweet at her?
Yeah.
She's probably not on Twitter.
No, probably not. Anyone have NECA following them?
NECA. Hello.
Hello. Your jacket? Can we have your birthday? Can we have your birthday, please?
Yeah, NECA.
Excuse me, NECA. Yeah, you guys, we did it. Our first round of ratings. Look at this. Guess what? We have one person. Nope, just kidding. I was reading the wrong column. Oh yeah, no, we did. We have one person to average out with 5, and that's Cody. Cody got the average of 5.
I think that is valid.
Yep. He is our first.
Everything for his game this week was he net positive, right?
Yes.
He only gained this week, so.
Right. And nobody got a 1. So
I don't think anybody's playing that terribly.
That's exciting.
Except for Justine, maybe.
No one has thrown their game away quite that bad yet. Yeah, I might have given Justine a 1. She told Jesse she's a great liar. And then she like went up to his face and was like, I don't trust you. What's your vote? I mean, Justine.
I feel like she was saying that thinking that they were better friends than they actually were.
Right.
Like, I think she's trying to be like flirty, kind of like, are you voting me out? I don't know if I trust you. And he's like, he was just feeling the heat because she shouldn't trust him. And so he's like, you gotta go.
She's someone else who I didn't have her birthday, so I don't know what.
I feel like she's like a Taurus or something.
Her sign is. But this is a solid point, Gwen. Anyone who shows their butt gets a 5. That's
Oh no, her birthday's here. She's a Capricorn.
Oh, I love a Capricorn.
No, but Capricorn and Saggies, are you love them that much? Oh, I guess your husband's a Sag.
Literally married to one. Yeah, I do. I love them a lot. I do.
But do you think male Sages though would like the vibe of a female Capricorn?
Well, again, my husband does. But it depends on the other stuff, right? He's a rising Sagittarius. I'm a rising Capricorn. Like that's the connection. So if she's a Capricorn rising air sign, like no, the fire dudes are not going to probably go for that. Or I don't know, but I bet she has fire in her. I thought, honestly, she was giving me some Sag vibes, honestly, the way that she said things that she shouldn't say.
Yeah, maybe she has a Sag moon or something.
We are known to just spit out things that are like, whoops, that's going to get us in trouble.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yay. I am so excited to have you guys joining us for this. I will, just for future reference, tweet out and Instagram the link to the form so that you guys can put your rankings in every week. I do that on Monday mornings. Get that out there.
Remind me next time, and I'll tweet it out too, and I'll post that as well, just so more people can get in on the fun.
Yeah. We want to, get everyone's averages together, and we will have some fun guests joining us for this stream throughout the season. So that's going to be fun as well. And for anyone who is joining us later, who's not here live, please leave a comment with, your dice. How many dice are you giving these people 1 through 5? Who's anyone getting a 5 or a 1 from you? Let us know. Let us know about that, right? We are still watching Amazing Race Australia. The finale is Sunday, confirmed. So tomorrow, Chantele and I will be live with these 3 episodes before the finale. But you do not need a VPN because Daily Motion has it up there, and maybe Video Brother.
Many different channels. I've never tried Video Brother, but
I think there's a few out there. So
I do just use 10 play from my phone, and there's no commercials. So that's what I've been doing. But if you do Daily Motion, you can watch it on double speed.
Right. But it's almost over. There's a lot to catch up with. So just watch the end with us. No need to catch up. That's what I'm saying. All right, you guys. Besides that, we're doing Amazing Race Australia tomorrow. Otherwise, Chantele and I will be back Monday for some more ratings. All righty. Mm-hmm. Yay! We'll see you guys then. Bye. Oh, and yep. Okay, bye.